Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and I hope you're doing well. If this is your first time here and the topics I cover interest you, please consider subscribing. And after watching this video, if you find it helpful, interesting and entertaining, please give it a like and share. It does really help my channel grow. If you like to support my channel, feel free to give a super thanks, join my channel membership or make a one-off PayPal donation. Link in the description. Your support is truly appreciated. Now, on with the video. Today's tutorial topic is TASCAM's Model 12, and I'm going to talk about the live audio route from the input to the USB, to the multi-track recorder, and to the mixer. A very quick recap. The TASCAM Model 12 has all of its 10 analog inputs that are sent to the USB and the multi-track recorder at all times at individual tracks or channels, unless you set the mixer in stereo mix mode. This also includes when you set the mixer in DAW surface control mode. So all of its analog individual inputs are sent to the USB as well as to the multi-track recorder. Now the channel mode switch determines which audio is selected for each of the mixer channel strips. The audio past the gain knob and the instrument selection is converted to digital. So, low cut, compression, EQ, auxiliary sense, pan, fader, etc. are all digital. The mixer USB send point feature, which you can select in the menu, determines where in the channel strip the digital audio is sent to the USB and the multi-track recorder. It's pre-compression by default, but you can set it to post-compression or post-compression and EQ. I do have detailed videos about these topics, and I will leave a card and link in the description where you can go watch them after watching this video. So when we talk about live audio, we are talking about the live audio source that is from the XLR microphone socket or the balanced and unbalanced line level sockets, as well as the unbalanced high impedance guitar instrument socket. This is where you normally connect your microphones, your synthesizers, guitars, and any audio source to the input of the mixer. One quick note, channels 1 and 2 also provide channel insert points, which I'm not going to discuss in this video. If you want to know about how those inserts work, I do have detailed video. Again, I will leave a card and a link in the description. You can watch that video after watching this one. Now, since we have only one 1/4 inch jack for each of the channel, by using the Inst button, we can determine whether that input is a line level input, like a synthesizer, or when we press the button, that changes into a high impedance signal level, so we can plug in our guitars. And since all of the channels have this feature, that means we can have up to 8 guitars connected to the mixer all at the same time. We start everything by the gain. The gain knob provides the required signal gain for the particular connected device, like the microphone, synthesizer, or the guitar. And we have a LED indicator that will flicker green when the signal is present. And if it's too loud, it starts clipping, we get a red LED flickering instead. So make sure you watch out for that LED. Make sure it's not flickering red all the time. The channel insert point, which is the back of the unit, which I just talked about few slides ago, is patched after the gain stage. So you use the gain knob to give enough gain to send enough signal to an outboard audio processing gear to be processed, like a compressor or equalizer. Now past this point, the analog audio is converted to digital. At the output, just before the output preamp, all digital audio channels, like the main, the sub, auxiliary 1 and 2, headphones, are all converted back to analog. Next on our channel strip is the low cut button. This cuts the low frequencies to reduce any low level rumble or audio that is not required. You can use it for vocal microphones, guitars. The low cut, according to the documentation, has a slow gradient. So it's not too sharp. So you can try it on bass guitars, snares, hi-hats, just to reduce enough level to give space for the kick or any sub-bass sounds, etc. Next in the audio route is our mode slide switch, which selects the channel's input source. down the channel strip, like the compression, EQ, etc. So depending where the position of this mode switch is, it's selecting the input. So let's have a look. I'm going to simplify this with a little bit of a diagram. We have at the top live, PC or the USB, and the multi-track recorder, blue, orange, and red. When we have the mode switch in live, that means the channel is receiving the audio source from the live input, like the microphone or the guitar, etc. But at the same time, that raw, unedited, unprocessed audio is being sent to the PC via the USB and to the multi-track recorder. Now, when we set the mode switch to PC, now the channel is receiving the audio from the PC, the USB out. So when you are playing in your DAW or when you are playing on your computer, any audio, it will be sent to the channel. But at the same time, you will notice that the live input is still being sent to the PC and to the multi-track recorder. This means you could be listening to an audio from your PC or the DAW, at the same time still record the live input that's connected to that channel to your PC in your DAW on another channel or track, at the same time still record that live input onto the multi-track recorder. Now here's a handy feature. While we have our mode selected to the PC, when we press the record on button for that channel, it switches from listening to the PC back to the live input, so that while we are recording, we can listen to exactly what we are playing, either the microphone or the guitar, have it recorded, and once we stop recording and we disable the record button or the record arm button, it'll switch back to PC mode and we can listen what we just recorded in our DAW or on our multi-track recorder, so that we don't have to constantly switch the mode switch from live to the PC or live to the multi-track recorder every time we're doing a take recording our instruments. So this is a very, very handy feature. And when we switch the mode switch to the MTR position, now we are playing back and listening to the recorded audio on the multi-track recorder. And small note that when you have the mode switch onto the multi-track recorder, the live audio will only go to the PC, unlike at the other stages. So if you have the mode switch in live mode, the live audio is going to the PC as well as the multi-track recorder. When you have the mode switch on PC, the live audio is going to the PC as well as the multi-track recorder. Except when you have the mode switch into the multi-track recorder, the live audio will only go to the PC, because logically it does not make sense to play back the audio and try to record to the same audio track at the same time. It's just logically not possible. So that means you can listen to the pre-recorded track on the multi-track recorder while you are recording a live input onto your PC. Did that confuse you? If it did, if you need more clarifications, use the comment section below to ask me the question, and I'm more than happy to help you out. So let's continue down the channel strip. We have a one-knob compressor, which is a levering compressor. The more you turn clockwise, the lower the threshold and the ratio is set, and the input signal increases. The output signal also adds some makeup gain. So it's a very quick one-knob compression. Use the green LED to adjust the compression level till the audio sounds good to your ear, because overcompressing can make the audio unstable, especially in a live situation. It will try to create a feedback during the performance. I do have a video that tests the compression parameters, which is available on my channel. I will try to leave a card and a link in the description. You can watch that video and to better understand how the compressor works. Next, down the channel strip, we have the 3-band EQ with high, sweeping mid, and the low frequency bands, but high and low bands are shelving, where the mid band is bell-shaped. Again, I do have a video where I've tested the EQ curves, which is available on my channel. I'll try to leave a card and a link in the description. You can watch again to better understand how the EQ works on the TASCAM Model 12. Next, we have auxiliary 1 send level to auxiliary 1 TRS output, which is a socket at the back of the unit. This can be set to pre or post channel fader as well. If used as a stage monitoring foldback speakers, you can set this as a pre-fader, which is quite common practice, as this allows separate audio level mix from the main bus mix output. Now the auxiliary 2 effect send level is for the internal effect send or the auxiliary 2 TRS output socket at the back of the unit. This is always post-channel fader. When you actually connect a jack at the back of the unit, it disconnects the internal effects engine and a symbol will appear on the screen indicating that the internal effects has been disabled. There is no dedicated external effects return sockets, unfortunately. That means you need to use one or two of the actual channels for the return for your external effects returns. Following the AUX are the pans, which are used for channels 1 to 6 to place the channel's audio anywhere between the left and the right stereo field. And balance is used for channels 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 because they are stereo, so you can balance your stereo signal. Record button arms the corresponding multi-track recorder's track ready to record. To start recording a channel to a track, the record button at the transport section must also be pressed to start the recording timeline. While recording one or more tracks onto the multi-track recorder, one or more previously recorded tracks can playback. You just have to remember to set those channels mode into a multi-track recorder and not arm them for recording as well. By default, tracks 1 to 10 record pre-fader levels, pre-compressor. Optionally, post-compression or post-EQ is possible through the menu system as an option. And remember, fader changes do not affect the recording levels. That's done by the gain knob at the top of the channel. Tracks 11 and 12 record the main bus channel faders, can be set to pre or post main fader as well. Next is our mute buttons, which mutes the channel after the fader. Now auxiliary 1 and auxiliary 2 effects sends levels will still send the audio out or to the effects engine. So even if you mute a channel, the audio may still go out of the auxiliary 1 and auxiliary 2 outputs or the effects sends. And if channel record is armed, even though it's muted, recording to the multitrack recorder or the USB is still possible. Now the fader adjusts the volume of the channel that is being summed with all of the other channels to the main stereo bus. You can watch my gain staging video for the TASCAM Model 12 to better understand how to use the channel faders correctly in conjunction with the gain knob for each of the channels. I will leave a card if I can or a link in the description. Gain staging is an important step in having a great quality audio being recorded onto your multitrack recorder or in your DAW. Now with the main button for each of the channel, we are basically selecting the output of that channel, whether it's going to the main or it's going to the sub. And we can have both or either of them. And since the sub bus also has a main button, we can create a sub mix that feeds only to the sub, not to the main, and then we can adjust that sub channel that sends to the main output. An example would be if we have 4 tracks of drums where we can assign it to a sub, and now we use the sub channel to control the overall volume of the drum channel in comparison to the other channels. And finally, the solo button. The solo button can solo the channel by muting all the others. This is quite useful when we are mixing in the studio, just to check the recorded track for any compression or EQ adjustments we need to make. This can also be configured as solo in place, allowing to solo or listen a channel on the headphones without affecting the fader mix to the main bus during live performance. This is useful if you want to detect where certain noise or feedback is coming from without affecting what the audience is listening. So depending whether you are using for the live or you are using it in the studio, you can change this feature in the menu system. Well, I hope now you have a better understanding of the live audio route for your TASCAM Model 12. If you have any questions, please use the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer all of your queries. Till next time, as always, thanks for watching and have a great time making music, and I'll catch you in the next one.